guys, welcome back to the Careless Podcast, your space for growth, softness, and evolution that actually feels like you. Today's episode is about one of the most sacred forms of self-love you'll ever experience. Reinvention, not faking it, not becoming someone else, but consciously choosing who you want to be next. And stepping into it with both hands. You guys, literally, I was detoxing my phone. I know it's like off topic, but I just want to tell you guys this. I was, detoxing my phone, and I deleted everything from my files, and including my intro and my outro. And I was like, oh no, what is going on? But I think I can make the exact same intro and outro. I hope so. If not, please give me a feedback. So let me guess. You're in a season where you're ready to shift, where the old you no longer fits, but the new you still feels like a draft. Maybe you've been playing small, maybe your style doesn't reflect who you are anymore, maybe your mindset has outgrown the version of you that tolerated things you'd never accept today. This episode is your permission to stop waiting, to start over explaining, to stop shrinking just because people knew you before. This is about intentional reinvention because you have the right to evolve, the right to show up differently, even silently, and not owe anyone a presentation about it. Me and my friends, we were having this talk about, I want to change my style, and I just feel like the style that I do have just does not reflect who I am anymore. And they were like, you should do that, you should try something different, because we are constantly changing, and we sometimes we don't notice that, but we actually are. So basically, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I'm not the same person as I was 2 days ago. And you guys might think I'm sounding weird right now, but the thoughts that I had yesterday are not the same thoughts that I have today. The way I thought of somebody is not the same way I will think about them today. So we are constantly evolving, we're constantly changing, and I think that's okay. You don't need to explain to everybody, I'm gonna change today and I'm gonna do this and that. You don't need to. Just if you feel like your style doesn't fit you anymore, try different things, figure out things that are unique, that you'll be the only one having it. It can be style, makeup, whatever, new clothes, new shoes, your lifestyle, new hobbies, new sports. Just try to figure it out. So let's get something clear right away. Reinvention isn't fake. It's not trying too hard. It's not pretending. It's scared. It's the act of choosing yourself again and again as you learn more about what you actually want. People will say, you've changed. And your response, yes, I have. That's the point. That is the point. That is why we want to reinvent ourselves. We want to change. We want people to notice, but we also want to notice ourselves that we have changed. I didn't have this mindset that I had 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago or 1 month ago. I'm constantly evolving, I'm constantly changing, as I said, and for the good, for a better version of myself. And yes, so let's talk about this. You are allowed to change your look, to change your priorities, to change your social circles, to change the way you carry yourself without a notes app announcement, without asking for validation, without anyone else needing to get it. Okay, we need to stop doing that, because honestly, nobody needs to get it, and the people who are meant for this new season of your life will feel the shift and respect it. Everyone else, not your problem. And here's something powerful to remember. You do not owe the world a play by play of your evolution, because I feel like we're constantly putting ourselves into this situation where like you always need to owe everybody explanation or tell them, I want to change my style. What do you think about it? And then if they approve, then you will do that. But if they tell you no, don't do that, then you will not do that. This is like why I stopped caring so much about people's opinion, because honestly, nobody cares, okay? And everybody will judge you, okay, if you have changed or not. So what is the point of even trying to get the validation from them or trying to do what they think you should be doing? Because at the end of the day, it is your life, okay? You were born alone, you will die alone. So there is no there is no, you don't need to always do things to show people. You need to start actually looking at yourself. And actually, I have a practical tips that I usually do myself. Every time I feel like I'm caring too much about what people think about me, about their opinions, or if I'm comparing myself a lot, what do? Usually I go to my bathroom, I look at the mirror, and I tell myself all the things that I love about myself and that people have told me. Okay, so if I love my teeth, okay, I will start pointing out my insecurities and tell myself that I love them a lot. This is an example, okay? So if I hate my teeth, I will go to the mirror and I will tell myself my teeth are so beautiful. They're so white, they're perfect. I love my smile. People always compliment my smile. I think that will shift the way you think about yourself, and also find a character that reminds you of yourself. I don't know, I just feel like it helps me a lot, and maybe you should try that out. If you have like a movie character or whatever that you see yourself in her a lot, but not in a bad way, and you see your future self in her, you should watch that. You should watch that movie and just think about like, this is the future me. I need to train myself for the future. And yes, I do that. Not very often, but I usually do that. If I'm comparing myself, if I'm feeling like I'm caring too much about people's opinion, I go to the bathroom, look in the mirror, and point out like the things that I don't like about my body or my personality, and I tell myself, looking straight into my eyes in the mirror and telling myself, you are powerful, you are beautiful, you don't need this. Don't you worry about what you did 5 months ago. It's fine. Stop overthinking. I think everybody should do that. It will actually help you at some point. The glow up doesn't need a disclaimer. Let them notice the change. Let them feel the difference. Let them adjust or fall away. If you have done your nails, okay, if you have done your lashes, if you have done your hair in a different way, you don't need to tell people, what do you think about my new hairstyle? You don't need to tell them. Wait until they notice, and if they compliment you, amazing. But if they don't, then you don't need to tell them, what do you think about my hairstyle? Unless if it's like a very close friend, what do you think about this? Do you have any opinion? Should I change something? Can you fix this for me? Then that's fine. But like if a person that you're not very close with, I don't think you need to tell them like, I bought a new piece of clothes. What do you think about it? My new pair of jeans. What do you think about it? I don't think it's super necessary to tell them. So if you're feeling the pull to reinvent, here are 3 tools that help bring into reality. Mood boards. Visualize before you arrive. Use Pinterest, screenshots, a folder on your iPhone. Collect colors, words, aesthetics, even feelings that align with the version of you that's next. Not to copy anyone, but to set the tone. Ask yourself, what does the next version of me look like? visualize, y'all. Start visualizing. What energy does she carry? What does she wear, say, believe, start dressing for that life even before it fully arrives. And I was talking to a friend of mine. She was like, tomorrow I want to go bike like 10 kilometers. And I was like, oh, that's so amazing. I was genuinely so shocked that she told me that, but at the same time I was like, that's so sweet to hear that of her. Anywho, and I was like, you should visualize. And she's like, I did that. I already visualized my morning, how I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna wear, how I will act. And the next morning, she actually did that. She made it. So I think we should start visualizing more. When you visualize, it is more likely to happen because you will start working towards that thing. So if you want to achieve your dream body and you start to visualize on your head, I have my body's perfect. Now I can wear this type of clothes. Now this and that. It is more likely for you to go to the gym every single day and to do Pilates every single day. And the second one is journaling. Rewrite the script. Write a letter from your future self. Get honest about what you're letting go of and what you are becoming. Use prompts like, I'm no longer available for the new version of me chooses. This time I'm doing it differently by. Reinvention starts on the page before it starts in real life. And the third one is silence. Protect your energy while you're still growing. So sometimes the best thing you can do is stop explaining. Just stop explaining. Protect your reinvention with stillness. Don't water down your shifts to make them digestible for people who are comfortable with your past. Move in silence, not because you're hiding, but because you're honoring the work. I feel like a lot of people are not comfortable, and they will not be comfortable once you change, because the old you is, more easy to get, I'll say so, more mentionable. They can manage you very easily. But once you change that, they will start hating on you. Actually, they will, be like, why is she acting this way? Why is he acting this way? Because they can no longer use you. And there will be people who will be uncomfortable with, your new self. Anywho, let's talk about the line between inspiration and imitation. Because yes, we all admire people, we all borrow ideas, styles, words, but reinvention is about embodiment, not duplication. Here's how to become who you admire without losing yourself. Ask yourself, what energy do I love about them? Not how do I look like them, okay? Because I feel like the media put this idea in ourselves that we need to look like them, to act like them, to wear what they wear and whatever, okay? Pull from the feeling, not the formula. Translate their power into your own expression. Because the version of you that knows herself, that trusts herself, that becomes her own reference point, that's the version the world needs. You don't need a big reveal, just a decision. Here's the real truth about reinvention. It doesn't have to be a big reveal. It's not a Netflix trailer, okay? It's a decision, a quiet, clear internal shift where you say, I'm not her anymore. I've outgrown that version of myself, and I'm building a life that finally fits. You don't need to wait until it's perfect. You don't need to announce it to the world. You just need to start living it. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to reintroduce yourself. You are allowed to let go of people, thoughts and styles that no longer fit the life you're building. This is your invention to evolve without apology. Let your energy shift, okay? Let your vibe mature. Let your mind become sharper, your wardrobe feel clearer, your days feel more aligned. This isn't fake. This is sacred. This is reinvention, okay? If this episode helped you feel seen, send it to someone else who's rebuilding their identity in private, someone who's learning to love the new version of themselves, even if no one claps yet. Follow the Careless Podcast on TikTok, CarelessPod1, on Instagram, Careless Podcast, for more healing, evolution, and gentle reminders like this. Keep reinventing, keep returning to yourself, and as always, stay careless, but never careless with your power. Until next time, I love you so much.